Hey everyone, welcome to the Wu-Man Chu Chronicles. This is Sreth, Wu-Man Chu, coming at you from parts unknown. And my guest tonight is Ricky Ramos, and he's driving home from work and all that good
How's
stuff.
everybody doing out there? Driving home
Good.
from work. Got to take the coworker home, grab some illegal fireworks on the way home, but I'm doing good.
Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome. So we met back in like last year, I believe. I was on tour like around Halloween or so, and you hooked me up with a spot at the Speakeasy in Longmont. And how's everything with you and COVID and everything? How are you holding up?
Everything's good with the COVID. I've been actually taking the downtime to work on a television show that we're getting ready to pitch in the fall here. Um, and hopefully, with everything that goes accordingly, this is going to be the one that gets us out the hood, so to speak. So we're excited about that. Um, I have been hurt by the shows. Obviously, there's no shows, so there's no income. But I am kind of glad that I am one of those comedians where I wasn't completely relying on shows because I know some of the bigger comedians got out there got hit really hard, and that's gotta hurt emotionally, physically, obviously financially. But that's just gotta break you. So I'm able and blessed to still work. I was an essential employee. I worked through the whole COVID. It did get a little scary there for a minute. Just having to realize that you had to literally have a letter to step out of your house. Like that's kind of that's kind of crazy, but I survived, and we're things are looking up. I'm ready for the Cereth Fest down in Pueblo that you got me going on. That'll be fun. I get to actually close out that festival, so that'll be a fun festival. And then late August, we head to Atlanta for a show out in Atlanta, which is going to be a blast because I've never been down to the South, especially for comedy. So that'll be fun. What else? We got merchandise coming out here pretty quick. We got a lot of things going on, but obviously I'm a hustler, and the COVID couldn't break me all the way. So
Absolutely. Yeah, Atlanta's a beautiful scene there. They have a really good comedy scene, and I did a show at the Relapse Theater when they were open, and that place was sold out. It was amazing. I think you'll love Atlanta. They have a good scene.
yeah, it's gonna be fun. I actually got a cousin that stays down there. So I don't have to pay for, I don't have to sleep in a hotel and that whole comedian 9 yards there. I get to be with a little bit of family, so that'll be nice. I think my
That's
chick's going with me too, so that'll be fun.
that's good. Definitely good. So you were born in Denver, and I was born in Boulder. Like, what was your upbringing like growing up in the projects and like battling the gangs and drugs and the jail time and stuff? As mentioned in your bio.
Yeah, so I grew up in Northwest Denver, and at that time it wasn't what it is now. Obviously, Northwest Denver now is gentrified to the fullest. Um, and I did grow up with, predominantly gang member friends, which led to other ventures into, things I didn't want to necessarily take part in, but I did because it was the friend thing to do. And my loyalty to my friends, anybody knows the loyalty to me, the loyalty that I give back to you is very rare, far in between. So, being involved with gang life obviously led to drug life, and the drug life led to the jail life, and the jail life led to the prison life, and the prison life. It was just a revolving door until I got out. Um, and the way I got out was actually through comedy. One of the judges through the whole ordeal was like, "Hey, you need to figure out something to do with your time. You this running the streets thing isn't going to work for you." So I basically was like, "All right." So I cut all the bullshit out of my life and um, focused on comedy. And it wasn't until I ran into legendary comedian Hippie Man that everything kind of took off for me because I was telling jokes, but my jokes didn't hold any water. They didn't have any weight on them. And Hippie Man was the one that was like, "Hey, talk about what you've been through. Talk about your life. Talk about you. What makes you unique? What makes you, what brings you to the table?" And I went home and I scrapped everything and I started talking about gangs and drugs and jail and prison and relationships and just basically my life. And when I did that, as soon as I did that, I should say, everything took off. It took off bigger than I ever expected, bigger than I ever hoped, bigger than I ever dreamed. It went from telling jokes and 6 people in the room to being on Telemundo and being in magazines, and all I did in all reality was just tell my story, and anything I've ever done, being a youth advocate, going to school for psychology, whatever the case may be, I've always just told my story. And it's been one of my shining stars. So,
indeed, I'm so glad you did, and like hearing your story, it's a beautiful thing comedy does, like letting people in your world and seeing what you see and or saw, and it's good stuff. And I loved your set at the Speakeasy, and I'm glad I get to see it some more this time around at the fest. So really excited. So you speaking of comedy, you also hosted the Colorado Latino Festival, and you headlined the festival on Main Street in Longmont. How did that all come about?
um, so I was approached by the city through the city of Longmont, and they had started the Colorado Latino Festival, and they had asked me to host. So yeah, I said yes, and we had the dancers, and there was just a whole 9 yards of what they did as the Hispanic culture, the Puerto Rican culture, Honduran culture, just all the Latino cultures in general. There was plenty of food. There was a bunch of stuff. And it was a great experience. It was a great opportunity. I loved it to death. I haven't hosted it since just because they've had it in various locations in Colorado. And I haven't been able to take the time out of my routine to go help them host. But I did host the first one. I will host another one eventually. But festivals are always fun. The festival on Main Street, again, the city came to me and they had asked me what I thought about it. And I didn't even really think that they were going to they did a comedy portion. And I just thought like we were going to be somewhere in the festival. I didn't actually think that I was going to be headlining the festival. I didn't find out I was headlining the festival until like a week or two before. Wow, those are crazy. Those are cool. Hold on. Getting some illegal fireworks real quick before I go home.
Heck yeah, dude.
Nice. Okay. For sure, buddy. Later. Have a good night. Bye. So yeah, like I didn't even think that I was gonna headline the festival, let alone, I just thought we were gonna have a comedy spot. But I've been blessed to do that. I've been blessed to do a few other things. I'm actually one of the only Colorado comedians that hosts for the rap concerts that come to town. So I'm an official host for BKG, which is Brass Knuckle Gang. Shout out to my homeboy Black Pegasus out in Colorado Springs. If you ever get a chance to check him out, check out his YouTube, check out his music. Dope rapper, dope underground rapper here in Colorado. So yeah, I host for BKG, and he's got ties with, Strange Music and Cash Money and things of that nature. So I've been able to work with some of those guys like, King ISO and Snack the Ripper and Self-Titled and Alpha and Kasky. So the whole comedy experience that I've taken upon myself and upon my career has been very unique in its own. Telling my story and where my story comes from allowed me to be accepted into like the hip hop community. So that, that blessed me and opened doors for me there as well. So, and then, like I said, the whole Latino festival, which was a blessing. Just the route that I've taken on my own, I guess, in comedy, has led me to where I'm at now, which is a very good place. I feel it's a good place, and I'm blessed to be in the place that I'm at. So,
Absolutely, that's good stuff. And yeah, like Black P, like just 45 minutes away from like my hometown of Pueblo. So hopefully in the future I'll have him part of the fest sometime. That'd be pretty awesome. But we're pretty fully stacked at the moment. But that'd be I need more hip hop in my fest. So I can't be the only one. But you're a regular.
yeah.
You're a regular at the Denver Improv and Comedy Works, as well as the Comedy Palace in San Diego. Like, how did
Yeah.
those your first A room experience, and how did all that come about?
So when I started comedy, obviously I wanted to get to the Comedy Works. And anybody can go to the Comedy Works. Anybody can try out. Anybody can audition. Anybody can do their thing. All you got to do is call the Comedy Works for new talent night, and put yourself on the list. For first timers, they give you 2 minutes, and then from there you work your way up. And right before the COVID hit, I actually got moved from C list to B list. So it goes new name, it goes C list, B list, and then it goes A list, which is basically almost famous. And to B list, which was a great accomplishment for me, because I've worked hard on my jokes and my comedy and my presence and my charisma and everything that comes with it. But I actually haven't been able to perform a B list set yet, because of the COVID. So unfortunately, I'm still kind of playing the waiting game there. The improv is fun. The improv, it's just one of those. Hey, I heard you're funny. Hey, you want to get on stage? Hey, I heard people follow you. Basically, the improv is if you're funny, you sell tickets and people follow you. Go, which comedy should be about. Hold on, real quick. I got an incoming call. Let me. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Hold on here. All right. Sorry about that. Got to check in with her, man. Got to check in with her.
Absolutely.
She'll rip my head off. She's already mad at me as it is. So.
Oh no.
But no, the improv is more. Damn it! Now she's trying to get up in the podcast. Hold on here. Where's the link at? How do I link? Send it to her in a message. Can I just click on the side here?
I could hook you up with a YouTube channel if you want. Send her that link.
Fucking shit up.
Were you able to give her? I know you're driving and stuff, but hopefully she sees like my Facebook post because I tagged you in that one. So. But yeah, could you hear me okay?
Alright, hold on.
But while we're waiting on Ricky and his lady, what we're doing for these interviews is that we're raising funds for Ricky's comedy career, which is scrolling on the bottom on his Venmo, his information, as well as the Spitty's Greenlight Tavern virtual tip jar for his bartenders. So you'll see those on the bottom of the YouTube video as well. So definitely click on those if you're feeling you can donate to their tip jar. And also, Smitty's not Smitty's Greenlight Tavern, but let's see here. The Hanging Tree Cafe. It used to be the Hanging Tree Cafe. They're changing their name to the Grindhouse. If they're still open during COVID-19, and so feel free to go in and dine in and order takeout or delivery, whichever way you want to have great food. They have vegan options, vegetarian options. They have awesome drinks, and all that good stuff. And so definitely tip them well while they're on the baristas and all that good stuff. But yeah, Other than that, Ricky's coming back here to the studio, and I just wanted to let them know to subscribe to our channels and follow us on all the socials and all that good stuff. And but yeah, definitely do that. And so we also told them to support the venues that are currently out of commission at the moment. But Ricky, could you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you again. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you've been also featured on the Talent Monthly magazine and the Longmont Times Call, and also going back to Telemundo. How did that all work out?
So the Talent Monthly magazine, somebody had, I think, recommended me for that one. And they asked me to send them like a bio, like a short story. So I sent them some stuff, and then they turned it into a really nice piece. It was a really nice article. I can't remember the year it was out, but I can pull it up and put it on my social media once people, once the podcast ends. Um, so but that happened like that. So that was Talent Monthly magazine. The Longmont Times Call. I've actually been featured in the Longmont Times Call quite a few times now for comedy, and that just took place again, word of mouth. Caught wind of it. Caught wind of what we were doing at the Speakeasy and the Dickens, and they came back to me. I think like 2 or 3 years later, and they asked me to be a part of what they call Longmont's most 100 interesting residents, I believe it is. And it's basically like it comes in like the summer catalog or whatever they do. And it's like an outline of, just your neighbors and the interesting tidbits about your neighbors. I was in there with, athletes and violin players and things that things that people do that you wouldn't think that they do, which was really a cool thing because, I get approached all the time at grocery stores, and I run into somebody that I know or whatever the case may be all the time, because of those things. And it's really nice. It's really cool that your neighbors get to respect you and your neighbors got a sense of who you are when they run into you. So that's cool. So that means, I got a lot of support here at the Speakeasy, in town, things of that nature. So, and then Telemundo actually goes back to the Colorado Latino Festival. When we did the Colorado Latino Festival, one of the things that the festival wanted to do was heavily promote. And in doing so, they did a television spot with Telemundo. So it was pretty cool. I took a few other comedians down with me. Rosa Mariposa and Rick Bryan went down with me. And it was very, very, very fun. It was very, very cool because what I didn't know is that Telemundo is owned by NBC, which is owned by Comcast, or vice versa, or one or the other. So the whole time, you're in the Comcast building. It's crazy because it says no photography, things of that nature. So that was a really cool experience. That was a really, really cool thing to do with the newscasters and all that kind of good stuff. So it goes back to, again, just being blessed, just having fun, doing what I do. And, I'm in it to have fun, and that's all it is just having fun. If you're not having fun telling jokes, then you're not in the right business, so.
Absolutely, man, and you've definitely come a long way. And thank you for taking me on your journey of your comedy career. And do you have anything you'd like to shout out? Anyone you'd like to shout out? And any shows coming up for you?
I'm pulling up to my house here real quick.
Okay, cool, no worries.
I'm sorry. What was your question? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, is there anyone you'd like to shout out while we're still on air, or any shows you got coming up that you'd like to promote? I know it's during these crazy times.
Hold on. Let's see. Let me jump on the Wi-Fi.
Ricky's jumping on his Wi-Fi for the moment. But as a friendly reminder, their virtual tip jar is on the bottom of the YouTube video. So feel free to donate to their causes while they're out of commission at the Smitty's Greenlight Tavern. Then the Hanging Track Cafe is going to change their name to the Grindhouse soon. So they're still open. So feel free to dine in or on their patio. Social distancing is required, masks, and order some awesome food. They have vegetarian and all that good stuff for you all, and vegan options and great drinks. The baristas are fantastic. So definitely support those two venues because they're going to be hosting. The Grindhouse is going to be hosting this Stress Fest this year. But yeah. Any final shout outs you'd like to give, or any shows that you're coming up, like the one in Atlanta, the venue, and all that good stuff coming up?
So I just found out like a few days ago that we're going to be in Atlanta at the end of August, and I just reached out to the Speakeasy. She actually hasn't texted me back or return my call, but I know she's busy getting things ready to where we can start booking for that again and how we're going to run that. Because I got to figure out as a producer how I'm going to run that show as far as the whole COVID is concerned. Do I check comedians' temperatures? Do I take precautions? And I was thinking about having a wireless mic and having a regular mic, and then cleaning the regular mic, disinfecting the regular mic if comics didn't wear a mask, or if comics need to wear a mask, or how we're going to do it, because a lot of things come into play now. A lot of things come into play as a producer, and you obviously know that as well, being a producer. Comedy, I think, is going to change a lot as far as the audience, the way it's viewed, things of that nature. The COVID has changed the world as we know it. So obviously it's going to change comedy. So as far as the shows are concerned, I just found out about Atlanta. So if you follow me on Facebook, follow me on YouTube, follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, I'll get the posters up soon enough. So we'll go ahead and do all that. And then, like I said, the Speakeasy, we'll get everything back up once I know what's going on with all the venues and where we figure out all the venues. So yeah, but you can always look up my stuff on YouTube. You can always follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. And then I have Sereth Fest coming up. Is it the 19th, I want to say now?
Yeah, we're moving it to September, so that'll be the 20th, I believe.
Yeah, there you go. The 20th of September. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I got that coming up in September. We got Atlanta coming up in August. But like I said, I've been working on a TV show, so be on the lookout. Rock Bottom County, be on the lookout for that this fall. We're going to start pitching that. That's just kind of the only things I've been doing is kind of spending time with my family, kind of spending time with the girl. She's got 3 kids, so I've been kind of moving into that stepdad role and, doing that kind of thing. So big shout out to my girl, Brittany Ruiz. I love you. Thanks for holding me down. All my family, all my supporters, you guys are amazing. Without you guys, it wouldn't be anything. So that's awesome of you guys. But yeah, I've been taking the COVID time to just take a step back from everything and, just kind of enjoy my life, enjoy my family's life, enjoy, just life in general. So, and I think that's what we need to do as a whole now is appreciate the little things a little bit more. So.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for being a part of the Wu-Man Chu Chronicles and for being a part of my comedy journey too. And I'm looking forward to having you at Sereth Fest. We're probably going to have all the acts perform outside because they're gonna have their patio built and have canopies over everybody if needed. But it'll be at nighttime, so I think we should be good. We just gotta avoid the mosquitoes, so we'll put some mosquito repellents out. So it should be fun.
It'll be fun. It'll be a fun outdoor night show. I love it. I love it.
Heck yeah, bud. Well, thank you so much again, and as a friendly reminder, Ricky's Venmo is scrolling on the bottom there. So, and all his social information's on the social media information's on there. Follow him and us, and donate to his cause and the venue's causes that are on the bottom. I put Ricky's YouTube channel information on the bottom because the link was too long. So click on that, subscribe to his channel as well. And thank you so much, Ricky, for joining me on the Wu-Man Chu Chronicles. And I'll let you call your ladies because I know she's waiting for your phone call. I don't want to get you in trouble. So this is your alibi, by the way. So you got
yeah. Well, she knows. She gave me. She already signed my permission slip. So we're good.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I'm signing off and see you all next week with another guest from the Sreth Fest next week. So thank you so much again, Ricky, and I look forward to seeing you at the fest. And thank you for sharing your story. It means a lot. So see you soon.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me. I can't wait for the festival. And until then, I'll see you.
Awesome, bud. See you soon.